This isn't a bookcase, it's a book cover. Okay, so let it be known that this was the cheap £15 cover, and whilst it worked quite well with the tablet, it has to be said, it did better than I expected to. I think it's somewhat unhealthy for the tablet, as someone had flagged up in one of the comments on the original video. If I can show you how. Okay, so what we do is we open a note. And then we have the notepad. This is the best way to illustrate this, I would imagine. We'll turn it into portrait mode. And this tablet, which has magnets around the back to hold things in place, as opposed to the Samsung method, what happens is the magnets actually interfere with the S Pen, unfortunately. So if I was to doodle, you can see there's a whole area here which is being affected by the big magnet that is across the back here that sticks to things. So that means if you're using this in any way, you'll have no contact in these two areas here, which is a little bit painful, and for long enough I thought there was a problem with the actual stylus. I'm also a bit dubious as to whether or not the stylus has become somewhat demagnetized by the ever-present magnet that's in here, because, and I can't quite remember, maybe I'll have to go back and check my original unboxing, when I put this just feels a wee bit loose now, whereas that still feels well connected there. This swings from side to side very easily. So that being said, I went out and picked this up because on Amazon at the moment they're currently doing this. Instead of £70, which is originally retailed at, it's now going for 50, which is the book cover for the Tab S6. I didn't go for the keyboard tablet because it's actually getting more and more difficult to get, and I'm wondering if Samsung has perhaps discontinued it due to some negative problems with the adhesive that, or the air suction cup that it uses to attach it to the tablet itself. This one does appear to still be on sale and has rave reviews from everyone, so I figured that would be the most sensible one to look at. And it seems to be fairly easy to open. We just pull the edge and it pops out. Take that out of there. There's another of these little pieces of foam, although obviously that was stored in there too. That's quite nice, a nice frame for your warranty piece. And then by comparison, this feels an awful lot less chunky compared to this £15 option. And right from the word go, this is a smooth rubber texture, whereas this has a very slight perforation to it, or a very slight grip factor to it. If I get in close enough and try and get the focus going, you might be able to pick up that there is a bit of texture there, somewhat snake skinny maybe, or micro snake skin. Scaly, we'll go with scaly. Inside we have it folds out exactly the same way as this one here, with a small bit there for you to allow you to fold it in a particular way, a larger fold here, and then we have a little bit of interesting information here of the two ways that it can fold out to present your information. It is made in Vietnam, it says there, and then it says Samsung Galaxy Tab S6. This is for the S Pen. I actually thought this was maybe for the SIM card ejector tool whenever I first saw the picture of it, but it's not. It is just an emblem to depict what goes here. There's a cutout here for the camera, and this is fully plastic and it's been lodged in with the material. You could feel it in underneath the material as well, so it's fully reinforced and quite strong. Wee bit rubbery, there's a bit of flex in it, so if you were to drop it, it wouldn't damage the stylus and it wouldn't jiggle around too much. There's a bit of give in it. And then around the back we have Samsung written here. Does look a wee bit plasticky whenever you see the shine of the light against it. It looks a bit like an old anorak or something like that. That's one sales pitch that I'm sure that Samsung will be used. Looks like an old anorak. So yeah, the way we attach this, there isn't actually any instructions, which is a bit of a pain. It does say no magnets there and no credit cards, but I'm sure Samsung will happily take your credit card details. And well, I guess we just put this here and it's on. It's on. Doing the test that I did before in the previous video with the cheap option, that's not moving anywhere. That's staying put. So I'm not sure if there's magnets in there. I believe the keyboard did connect by pushing here, but there must be something. Maybe it's a lighter magnet, or this is one big light magnet. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to do my research to see how this sticks on. If it is a magnet, then sorry, maybe we should have a look at this rather than me just getting out the stylus. You can see this sits nice and flush with the camera. It's a much nicer cut than the cheaper alternative, which didn't do a bad job, I suppose, but this just gets that wee bit closer. It's millimeter gap around the side as opposed to 2 or 3 millimeters here and there. And you pop it open, and there's the stylus. It's a lot sleeker and sexier than the one before. There isn't as much of an overhang of material along the edge. It has a smaller footprint than the older black one, which sits up just that little bit extra. Yeah. Right, so to test the magnetic forces at play here, we will do the same thing again. We place that like this, and then that was me actually. All the way down we have no interference, just the angle at which I am trying to do this without blocking the camera too much. So yeah, it doesn't seem to affect it in any way possible. Imagine if it did. Samsung would be quite red-faced about that. Excellent. I'm really quite impressed by this so far. Of course, given that this retails for a considerable amount more than this, actually now I think about this, was £17. This is £50. I do think there are people out there who would be very happy to settle with this, but given that you've spent maybe about £600 on a tablet like this, you'd be wanting the better option, the official option that certainly captures the design aesthetic of the device. One thing I would like to see is this with the keyboard cover. I'm a bit put off by some of the other videos online that show the keyboard cover being problematic and not sticking very well, and you can't kind of hot swap between this and the sticky on one and continue the keyboard and for the keyboard to have a full quality feel to it, or full quality adhesion to the tablet. That's a bit of a pain, but having the two of them would be very useful. I would love to be able to just slip the tablet out, whack it in the keyboard case depending on what I'm doing, and this if I don't need to take the keyboard with me. Hopefully they'll redevelop it and put out a new one which just features the battery technology. But other than that, the bookcase is very nice. It's a beautiful little profile to it. There's a lot less to it than some of the other options. So let me know if you have any questions about it. I'll do my very best to give you some kind of sarcastic reply in the comments box down below. Hit that subscribe button and give us a wee thumbs up if you fancy. Remember to tune in to Talk Sport on Wednesday morning at midnight to inspect your gadget. And check out techaddicts.uk for further information on the Tech Addicts podcast. And other than that, take care.